Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 6 Week 8 Day 3. So today, we're mostly going to be prioritizing the World Lore events, getting more battles in there and just messing with that. Of course, we do have the pet that has been out for a little while now. The Orc pet, if you don't have this max, definitely make sure to get more copies. We'll probably just do it just for the pet food since we haven't been taking as many for pet food recently. And of course, this Friday we got ourselves a new mythic, and still good to farm up resources for that. So of course, I think we're good to go. 4,800 keys should be way more than enough. We're actually getting a surplus of keys for once. It only takes one really bad RNG mythic to completely tear that apart. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get lucky. We'll end up doing it though. But anyways, let's go take out adventure board first. Start with our little bit of gems that we have here. Rest of it, not too worth taking, I guess. Maybe the glory. Souls, not too worth it, though. I think rare souls is like the highest I would go, or the lowest I would go on them. Otherwise, not really worth it. You can literally just do a soul farming team really quickly and pretty much get more souls, which is kind of funny. Since most of them can farm at a relatively decent rate. It's still possible to do 50,000 per hour. And of course, not really needed to do anymore since you could just do vault events. And those end up giving you enough. Speaking of souls, 100 souls off the random gnome. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope you've been having a wonderful day. Hello Roman. Hello Mr. Hello Imperial. Hello Sushi Ninja. Hello Bill. Hello Bushka. Hello Tyrian. Hello Cookie. And hello Isabel. And hello Renus. Welcome, welcome. I might as well do Black Manacle. I forgot we're even using that on this team right now. We kind of change out the weapon from time to time. Black Manacle is one of the quickest ones to do. You know what? It is a rare. I guess we'll go for it. It's 900 souls in like 1 minute. That's okay. It is actually still quicker to do soul farming though. That is about the rate of soul farming, so might as well do it. Because I'm pretty sure you could do soul farming team 2 times in a minute. And I know I get more than 450 souls from that, which is how many this would be, or half of that. Playing Unite on blue stacks is really weird. Yeah, I would not advise. I didn't bother. I saw the controls on mobile, and it was like, okay, this is kind of clunky compared to playing it normally. Like, honestly, unless you hook up a controller to... actually, does it even have controller support? Now that I think about it. The mobile version. But yeah, I really don't see how you'll play the game without a controller. I'm not sure if the mobile has support for it or not. But, if it does have Bluetooth support for a controller for that game, it's definitely advised on the mobile version. It would be so hard to do it otherwise. It's just such a weird layout to do. Especially since it kind of requires 2 fingers, which, yeah, doing on the PC version would be kind of impossible. Since you can't have 2 mice on the board. Unless there's some kind of way in blue stacks to set the movement to, like, arrow keys or something. So that'd still be relatively weird, but better than nothing. That or to mouse movement or something. I just do it all off of hotkeys. But yeah, I found playing the mobile version of it kind of hard too with larger hands. I played like 1 match on it. It was like, nope, never again. When it first launched the other week. It's just such a difficult like control scheme. I'm not sure if other MOBAs that are phone only are like that as well. And if they are, it just seems like a really weird way to do it. Because that's a genre I've never bothered playing on phone. It's always one of those genres I've always kind of considered like a PC-only genre. The MOBA genre. The Nintendo Switch version for it's pretty decent. But yeah, there are several. Even League of Legends got a phone version the other year, didn't they? They finally caved in. I think they made some modifications to the game to actually make it, you know, accessible to phone. But, they did end up doing a phone port kind of thing. It was either this year or last year, I can't remember. I don't keep up with everything gaming related. Though it was fun watching Disaster, that was the New World launch yesterday. I didn't look up too much about it. But from what I have seen, it is hilariously bad. As far as how Amazon launched it. I still don't understand how games like that get such a gigantic appeal. Like, I understand the appeal to them, but I don't understand how the game got like a 700,000 peak or something yesterday. Like, something like that I don't understand. Like, I could see it reaching like maybe 100,000 tops. It seems kind of weird that it would get such a high number so quickly. There haven't been that many new MMOs coming out, so that might be why. People are desperate for a new one. I know, it's a genre I haven't really played much for quite some time, the last few years. It's just such a time-consuming genre. Even more so than mobile games. Because MMOs, you're measuring in times of like half of day. For like how much you need to play to keep up with the curve of the game normally. Especially when it launches like the first month or so. Because the big issue that happens with most MMOs is there's like a small amount of guilds that literally just own the entire game. Like all the good farming spots is just taken by every one of the biggest guilds. Every single kind of like area, if it's like a terrain kind of thing, is owned by all the biggest guilds. It's just all dominated by like a handful of guilds by the time the first month ends. Which is the big issue with a lot of MMOs. Even if it's more of a single-player MMO, if there's like any boss area that can be farmed, it's just completely outran by guilds. Is there a suggestion best first license to pick up for Pokemon Unite? For the first 5 that you start with, I would say Charizard is probably the easiest to play. Actually, Snorlax probably. Snorlax is probably the easiest to play from the ones that you could pick from your tutorial ones. As far as ones in general, I'm trying to think what else is really easy to play. Snorlax is super easy. I'm trying to think who else. I know there has to be at least another one. I was kind of mentioning it during the stream today too, some of the easier ones. Already forget. I would say Snorlax overall. It's like the first thing that comes to mind. Because it's a tank character, so you don't die as quickly, and it can still do other things pretty effectively. It's a good one to teaching you how to learn a MOBA as well. Because it's a lot more of a team-oriented character. Okay, we did that. Let's go kill out the pet real quick. Oh, never mind, we just did. As I was trying to think of the thing, I completely didn't notice I killed the whole thing. Let me go switch over to the weird mix that we have here. Actually, let me see if I can get some more skull damage, because we really need more skull damage here. I need to go to guild, go to this, go to fight, go to claim, and hopefully this is a token. Is it not? There it is. Like I said, I should be getting an upgrade. There we go. I wanted that so I can go set this. Change out this for extra skull damage, and now we're good to go. All right, let's go do this event. That's not where it is. I was literally just in the right menu. Fight, go there. Still using the same team. When you did Snorlax, all you did was sleep. That's pretty much like half his moves is sleeping. It's kind of funny. Oh yeah, Ninetales is another one that's pretty easy to play. That reminds me. From Pokemon Unite. Let's see, I'll take that over. Pretty sure, probably taking the skull there. Pretty much anytime we see a skull with this setup, we should be taking it. Unless we're planning on Truffle Infinite looping. Though honestly, killing it with casting isn't that bad. It's slow, but not that slow. Nice double kill there. 7% chance every time we do a thing. Oh, come on, I was hoping for a skull there. Fine, let's kill him with Infinite Loop. Ideally, we want to skull him down. Oh, of course, now the second we get a skull, it's like, nope. No skull for you. Char. Yeah, I still haven't unlocked Charizard in that game yet. I probably should. I was a big fan of Charizard. As far as other games, we'll be doing Rogue Gallery. I mean, what's it called? Pirate Outlaws tomorrow. It's a game like Slay the Spire that I've been meaning to play on the channel for ages. I only got around to it the other week. Haven't played it too much yet. But it's basically Slay the Spire with a lot more grinds. It's like $1 on mobile. It's pretty cheap. I'm not sure why, but the PC version is like 20 bucks. Not sure why it's so much more than the mobile version. The mobile version does have microtransactions, but the PC version still has grinds. So there's really no point in not doing the mobile version. Because even if you got everything that's money locked, it's like 10 bucks instead of 20. It's like half the price. Because it's not like the PC version has no grind. It still has grind. Let's see. I'll take that over. Oh, why did I do that? We already had win condition. Okay, which one was better here? Everything except Brawl. So these three is the ones we need to be taking. I don't think level matters, but we'll take the highest level one because why not? Maybe that's why. Gosh, your stats are high. Skulls! You don't even one-shot anymore. I see why this is the battle that scales. Gosh, stats go so high because it gives more points. Or has the variable amount of points, I should say. I think this is the third best room, if I'm not mistaken, based on how the scoring system is. It's actually better than the legendary room. It's not better than either of the two mythic rooms, though. The only problem is the stats go ridiculously high. Luckily, we got that free 7% kill there. To help speed this up a decent amount. I have another one. I'm actually going to take a skull here. I did not think that would be enough damage. Luckily, it was. There we go. But yeah, I believe this room is actually better than taking Garnock, if I'm not mistaken. Still going to take Garnock, though. Because at this point, the amount of points isn't going to matter too much. Regardless of what we do, the guild will probably be done with most of it tomorrow or the next day. Probably tomorrow night. You finally got 2,000 for the +1 magic? Nice, congrats. Yeah, it takes a little while, but it's great to get to it. Hello, Noble! Welcome! Oh, hello, Stefan. Hello, Bishka. Hello, Daddy Shark. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, once we play out these battles, we'll go hand out a code. Because most of the stream, we're probably going to grind out, probably for tokens. I haven't had much time to do token farming. Especially last weekend, since we were, doing the Vault events. Which technically gives you some tokens, but obviously not as much as spamming Explore 12. Oh, that one really annoying tank troop is in this battle. I don't have a stun. That means it's 100% going to get a Fortress Gate resummon. I can silence it. Silence doesn't stun, though. Because as soon as it... I kind of want to target it out first, because as soon as it dies, it's going to just resummon anyways. Alright, now we can start playing the battle normally. Let's see, we'll take that. Throw a poke on it again, just to get the impervious out of here. Silence something that can actually be silenced. There are quite a few battles where they have multiple silence immunes, like that one battle where they had a double immune. Or I kept just hitting the one that had immune because most of the team was immune anyways. So it didn't really matter. Honestly, at this point, we might as well just commit to Truffle Loop. I have like the skull damage there so we can do one-shot skulls. But most of these battles are really just coming down to Truffle Loop at this point. Doing truffle things. Oh, he didn't get a free kill there. Once again, didn't get the free kill, but it won't matter. There we go. Hello, Logic Slayer! Hello, no, oh, you're saying Noble. Welcome, welcome. We'll take the Gargantor. Pretty sure the two mythics are still the highest points. Even though that one weird room is third. Even though it's epic and not legends. I forgot how ridiculously broken Goblin teams are. They've never really not been broken. There's even been mechanics unique to them that have been broken before. When there was glitches related to them. And even in the current state of the game, they're still pretty hilarious. It's mostly because every Goblin in the game has automatic extra turn. That's kind of the whole gimmick. And that is a very strong premise to have. since the extra turns are obviously very strong. Oh, I have a skull. I guess kill it. There we go. And that's why we have the skull damage set still, even though we're mostly looping. Because 8 magic isn't really going to do too much. However, being able to one-shot or two-shot with skulls definitely helps a lot more. So there were instances where we do have access to skulls on the board. Okay, that was the main initial premise of this team was we'll probably loop the board enough that we're probably going to get skulls. Like that. Like, it's not guaranteed, but it's eventually going to happen. Or recycle the board so much that it's eventually just going to give us somewhere that has a skull to take. It's only a matter of time. Like that. There we go. I guess I'll take the Pride of Dread. Also, if we don't get a Valraven here, that's the final one we even can do. No Valraven. That means we're definitely going to get good Valraven luck tomorrow then. First battle we do, probably Valraven. And yes, that actually does affect luck, by the way, not getting a Valraven for a while. In other instances, it doesn't, obviously, when it's just normal RNG. But Valravens do have a weird RNG where it'll guarantee give it to you after a certain amount of time. So every battle that you do moves you closer to Valraven, unlike some things in the game. Like, there's no pity system for keys, but Valravens have, like, a pity system kind of thing to them. Like, keys, you could open up 10,000 and still not get a mythic if you got, like, the worst luck you've ever seen. Realistically, you're going to get in about 1,000. But Valravens do have a, probably the only thing, really, for the most part, that has, like, a pity system to them. That, after a certain amount of time, it'll just guarantee give you the Valraven. Even if you get horrible luck on it. Okay, so we did that, we did all the things. So let's go do some, token farming then. Especially since the other day I was planning on actually using a bunch of them. I ended up opting not to, just because the new kingdom might require a bunch of them. There's a good chance when a new kingdom comes out, it'll end up including 16 troops, which is pretty insane. I'm trying to find where my code is. 1 second. I put the new ones in here, right? Yeah, I did. There we are. This is the second one, actually, from the new batch. Haven't really had the chance to use many of these yet. Though they are indeed working. I am looking for the code section now. There it is. Found the code, now I need the code section. Put that in there, put that in there. And here you guys go. As soon as I get you guys the link. There we go. There it is. Use it on gemsofwar.com right underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there is what you put in for the invite code. Redeem code can be found in chat. So copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with XK. And to give same word as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy everyone. On the usable on the PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. Let's go. Okay, so I guess we'll go do some token farming then. Since most of the weekly objectives are kind of complete at this point. Guild will end up getting this done hopefully by tomorrow night or Friday. By the time we do Friday stream, it'll definitely be done. This weekend we have raid events. However, the more interesting thing, of course, will be the new mythic. Because raid event's not going to last that long. I feel like raid and evasion event take like, what, 2 hours? Not even? Probably even closer to an hour total. They're pretty quick events. But anyways, I'm looking for Golvania. So we can go do some token grinding. Which we haven't been doing too much of lately. So gotta get it in when we can. And of course, still the same team as always, the Zugoff. Good old Zugoff. Yeah, it's a nice plan as metal grinding. Probably tomorrow night as well. Pretty much just do the class event and then metal grind a bit. And then Friday stream will be focused mostly on the Mythic and raids, of course. Mythic's actually really good too. This is one that we actually are going to be focusing on the Mythic a little bit more than normal. We'll have a morning stream for it as well at noon on Friday. Because this is a Mythic that we do have to prioritize a bit more than a normal Mythic. Like, normally a Mythic comes out and it's like, oh yeah, it exists. And we don't really use it that much. That's not the case this time around. This Mythic is extremely meta, assuming it does not get nerfed between now and when it gets released this Friday. If it's being released like it's shown on RimWorld right now, it's going to be one of the top 10 Mythics in the entire game. Because it's basically the exact same premise of another Mythic that's already in top 10, which is Lord of Slaughter. Slightly different than Lord of Slaughter, however, they can both be used together. which makes it an ultra Lord of Slaughter. But yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it pans out. Next Mythic is very strong. It also brings in 2 unique mechanics that we don't currently have. The creation of Uberdoom Skulls and the Uberdoom Skull Storm. Both of which currently are not capable of doing by any means. It's the first instance that can do it within the game, coming this Friday. So there's a lot of things that's pretty strong with it already. But yeah, highly, highly, highly advise getting it. And of course, it'll be available for a week from next Friday till the following Friday. Unfortunately, the Vault event was kind of last time to realistically farm for it, though. Not in your guild tasks this week if you haven't already done them. Or if you don't end up getting it this weekend, you can still try for it with the Monday keys for next Monday. Also, I am not 100% certain yet if it is in the event key drop table. Hopefully the forum will let us know, if they don't let us know, the devs themselves. But I honestly do not know in the current state of time if it will not be in the event key drop table. This is actually the first time ever where the Mythic that's coming out on Friday immediately has a event week of its kingdom, the exact week when it's already in drop table. They've done it before where it has happened immediately the week after, but never during. So I'm not sure exactly what happens or not, if it'll actually be available in event keys or not. I feel like the answer might be no, because generally it has always been kind of assumed that it comes in after the fact based on the wording. And if it's still going, then it probably isn't in drop table. Well, I don't know, this seems kind of confusing. If you'd have it overlapping the event and then it's not in drop table. I assume it won't be in drop table, though. For event key drop table, that is. But we don't know for sure yet. I'll find out on Monday. I'll try to cover it early so we'll know for sure. But we won't even have that info unless they tell us until a few hours into the fact. So don't open event keys immediately on Monday, that's for sure. Wait at least like a couple hours until we get confirmation. Because unless they specifically mention confirmation on the forum, we'll have to wait till people actually try on Monday and see if anyone actually gets it or not. And if enough people try and don't get it, then we can assume it doesn't. And then if someone immediately gets it, then we know for sure it is in drop table. But it's currently not known if it will or will not be. Not from what I'm aware of. Speaking of updating troops, you're glad they never reverted the worm troops back to garbage traits they originally had. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if that's still going to happen, but I do hope that they keep it exactly as is. I think they were planning on reverting them back, and it might just be them taking forever to do so. Hopefully they don't, though. Because it's actually stronger the way they currently are set up. Particularly the Legend, with a 50% Mana Star for dragons. Yeah, I'm hoping they post it on the Monday post, or I should say the Sunday night post that we go over every Sunday. I'm hoping they post it on that, so we don't have to figure it out ourselves. Logically, they would, though I'm not sure they are even aware of the conflict. It seems like something they would completely ignore the existence of. Like the 1,000 troop milestone for the game. We didn't get anything special for it. And the lead developers of the game didn't even realize that we were about to reach the 1,000 mark. Though that's somewhat more understandable because they are aware of the game. Like, they probably already know like 1,500 troops. They already have it like planned at least a year ahead. But I did find it kind of baffling that they didn't even know it was coming close. But I guess it's somewhat understandable, since there's probably hundreds of troops they know of that are already made or being made that aren't in the game yet. So it's hard to keep track of them all. Yeah, they did say that they would eventually update those troops to be back to what they originally were, which basically means they're going to get nerfed once they are reverted back. Particularly the Legends. The other ones are kind of so average that it wouldn't matter if they get like nerfed or buffed. But yeah, that Legend's going to get a huge nerf if they revert it back to what it was. However, there is a really funny gimmick that you could do with it, because it creates 2 skulls at the beginning of every battle. So we will be able to try one funny team when that does happen, which is Wrath with triple of that Legend from that Dragon Kingdom, because that will create 6 skulls per turn at the start of every turn. And you might be able to do some really cheesy strategies with that using using Wrath. The only problem is you'll need turns to actually go by in order to utilize it, which means you have to give up turns. Because it doesn't do it per extra turn or anything like that. It does that at the start of every turn. It creates 2 skulls, and it should stack, so if you use 3 of them, it should create 6 skulls. And the skulls won't overwrite other skulls, so you'll be able to get a hit almost guaranteed with it. Maybe not guaranteed, but you know. It doesn't end your turn when you create the 6 skulls, so you'll be able to have the value of those 6 skulls and then do whatever you want. But yeah, the patch is around the corner. We're getting it sometime in October. Exactly when, we don't know. But early to mid-October, we should be getting next patch. Probably mid-October. Like, the later part of the second week of October, I'm pretty sure we'll get it. Next patch. Also, I wonder if we're going to be getting a preview stream on it. Kafka posted about an hour or 2 ago on the Puzzle Quest 3 forum. Hey, we got an Anu. Mentioning that the next Puzzle Quest 3 stream is, for Halloween. Or the next stream would be for Halloween. So I wonder if that means they're not doing a preview for next patch. Because if that's assuming also Gems of War, as far as when streams are, that means they're not doing a preview for next patch, because there's definitely a patch before Halloween. 100% there is. Unless they posted it on the Gems of War forum. I didn't actually check it this morning. It's kind of funny. I actually check the Puzzle Quest 3 forum more than the Gems of War forum these days. Let's see. Let me double check. Yep, they didn't post that at all on the other forum. That's weird. Why'd they post it on the Puzzle Quest 3 forum, but nowhere's on the Gems of War forum? Unless they posted it way earlier on the Gems of War forum. I don't see it, though. That's kind of funny. But yeah, they're still planning a Halloween stream, by the way. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed on the Gems of War forum, because I don't actually see it from a quick look at it. But they did confirm a Halloween stream. Anyways, let me put that back. There we go. But she confirmed about an hour or 2 ago that they're doing a Halloween stream still. That's something that they've done every single year, so that kind of makes sense. And luckily they're still doing it even once Salty's gone. That's something they've done literally every year since they've been streaming. They get a bunch of costumes and they all play on stream. Or at least the more competent ones. Though they have had some of the ones that are horrible at the gameplay before. It was pretty funny. But I'm pretty sure they've done a Halloween stream every year for like 3 or 4 years now. Where the whole office dress-ups and does a stream. We normally get to see all of the really big devs as well. Like Nimhane's normally there, Kafka's normally there, Salty's there. What's her name? Who I keep forgetting her name is there. And sometimes they have a bunch of random people who we have no clue who they are there. The people on the dev teams that do stuff but we don't see as often. In any capacity. Oh, I don't think they did it last year, though. True. Yeah, I don't believe they did do it last year. I think they still did some kind of stream, but they couldn't have everyone because of the pandemic. But every other year they have been doing it since they've been streaming. So I think they've done it like, what, 3 times then? 4 times? Because I believe they've been streaming for 3 years. But yeah, I believe they didn't do it last year. But they've done it every other year. And it's been confirmed that they're doing it this year. Literally got confirmed a few hours ago. But it's kind of funny that they posted on the Puzzle Quest 3 forum and not the Gems of War forum. You'd think it would be the other way around. Unless they're planning on launching Puzzle Quest 3 before then. And they're also using it as part of a launch stream. Because you know for sure that, what's his name will have a special hat for the occasion. Surian. Or not Surian. What's his name? Steven. Well, Surian and Steven are the same person. Just the name he goes by online. Let's see. I'll take that one down. A fake beard. Yeah, he needs a fake beard with a pirate hat. That needs to happen. I think he did that one of the years. Pretty sure he did. Actually, didn't he do that on the most recent one? Because I remember Salty specifically putting on his beard. Let's see. Also, I'm not sure what I'm doing for Halloween this year. I don't really have any special outfit really picked out. Going as floating head's always funny, though. It's a nice streaming trick that you can only do with a green screen. Morning, Gimli. Welcome. No Darkest Dungeon Tacit. Yeah, going as a Plague Doctor would be fun. Darkest Dungeon 2 is actually coming out around that time. I want to try getting a different Plague Doctor mask, though. The one I currently have doesn't work good with glasses. I would need to try to find one between now and then that would actually work well with glasses on. Because the one I currently have is definitely not meant for people who wear glasses. Like, it's perfectly fine if you didn't wear glasses, but it's, like, impossible to use with them. The only problem is it's hard to tell just based on an online thing. And I'm not sure of any place locally that would sell anything like that. Because even a costume store wouldn't necessarily have a Plague Doctor mask. DIY your own? That'd be too much effort. Also, it'd probably be costlier to try to make your own than to even buy one. As weird as that may seem. Mostly because of how easy something like that would be to mess up. Hello, Henki. You're new to the game. Any tips to help? Yeah, we need to make more new player guides again. We used to do a lot in the past. Haven't much lately. But, yeah, we always answer all questions on stream. If you have any specifically, let me know. But as far as some general tips, I would advise not using most resources until you get a little bit more familiar with the game. There's 1.5 billion resources in this game. And it's good to have a good understanding before you use too many of the resources. The only ones that you'd really want to use immediately is try to get gold so you can upgrade every kingdom to level 10. That's pretty important. Aside from that, opening all the keys that you get immediately is fine to do. Event keys you do tend to save for the correct time. But beyond that, because the event keys are based on whatever the event week kingdom are. But every other key you ever get, you could pretty much just use immediately. As a loot that you're going to get from them, so a lot more beneficial. As far as using gems, if you're not buying Death Knight armor, it's a good idea to prioritize it for Dragon armor first, and then eventually Celestial armor. They give you bonuses while you're using it for your resources, which makes grinding take less time. Aside from that, trying to do all the quest lines is your main priority when you first start off in the game. You want to use it to buy every single one of the war bands once, and only once. It's not really good value to buy it any more than once. But you do want to get all of them once, just to kind of get those, get a few more team slots. And get a couple extra banners. And beyond that, yeah, your main priority is getting level 10 all kingdoms, getting potentially 4-star all kingdoms if you're getting past that point, which is different than the leveling system. There's like a leveling system and then there's the star system. But getting level 10 all kingdoms and 4-star all kingdoms as well as 5-star pretty important initially. And beyond that, just trying to get all the quest lines done. Because that's also needed for the first star of every kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. Not just that, but you get a lot of unlocks from it. Like the underworld, your daily dungeons, and a few other things. And beyond that, making sure... Oh yeah, joining a guild's pretty important. You can't really get into too good of a guild initially, unless you could find like a group that specifically supports newer players. Yeah, you do want to get into a guild. It might not be your permanent guild, the one that you get into, but you definitely want to get into one. Because whenever a task is done in a guild, every single person in the entire guild gets it, so you get a lot of free loot from it. You eventually want... one of your biggest priorities initially in the game is to kind of get all the initial grind done. Like level 10 all kingdoms, 5-star all kingdoms, stuff like that. And then like immediately try to find a better guild. Because guilds make up so much passive loot in this game. That and tribute. Though you don't have a particularly high tribute earlier on in the game. That's one of the reasons for reaching 4-star kingdoms. Because that helps get it to a point where it's something. Because all tribute prior to then is pretty small. And tribute's the hourly thing that you can take. It basically is the main way that you actually generate gems in this game if you're playing 100% free-to-play, which is why it's important. Like, I haven't bought gems for this game in like 5 or 6 years. That is how much gems tribute gives. Let's see. We'll throw that down. But if you have any specific questions, still let me know. We can answer anything. But I really need to make a new player guide again, an updated one. The old ones are still relevant, but there's just a lot that has been added since then. Oh yeah, Odin's Hall. Oh yeah, that sounds like a decent one. That name sounds really familiar. That might be a small guild of one of the bigger guilds. Oh yeah, one thing to also mention though. PC Mobile is the only cross-platform version of the game. So if that's relevant to you, that's a factor you might want to consider. Because all 3 of the console versions are their own independent version that are not cross-platform to any other version. They're simply isolated into themselves. So do be wary of that. The biggest player base is on PC Mobile. The most recent player base is on Switch. But the Switch, the PS4 5 version, and the Xbox version are all independent of each other. Or the PlayStation only plays with PlayStation, Xbox only with Xbox, and Switch with only Switch. Only PC Mobile is cross-platform. Because I found that out with the other game I'm playing as well. I just started the other week. I will be doing a stream for it tomorrow. Not sure how much we're really going to be covering it much. It doesn't have much of a player base, but it's a pretty fun game. But it's, what was it again? Pirates, Rogues? Pirate Outlaws. One thing I found out with that, after the fact, is you actually cannot link your progress between PC and mobile. Which is kind of weird because there's a PC and a mobile version, but it doesn't have any way to link the 2 of them. It also doesn't auto-update link when you're using 2 different phones, which I also find kind of weird. Because I'm playing it on both BlueStacks and my actual phone. BlueStacks when I want to play it on PC. And it's weird because it doesn't auto-link. Like, it has a cloud save, but it doesn't automatically update to your most recent cloud save. So you have to specifically remember if you played it previously on mobile or previously on PC in order, or, you know, on the emulator one. Because you have to specifically remember so you can update it if you're playing on 2 different phones, which is really weird. To the degree that it doesn't even have cross-platform between phones. Or it does, but you have to do it via cloud saves in a weird way. Just kind of strange. I do wish all games had perfect cross-platform, though. Cross-play, cross-platform. There's so many policies and other things that prevent it from ever being the case. Which is kind of unfortunate. I've been having a decent amount of fun with the game. I still want to get to the point where we start streaming a lot more variety of games. I just want to start doing a new one like every single week. I tend to get a lot more into any games I play, so we haven't really been doing that yet. Plus, if we ever do start doing it like that, it'd be easier for us to start taking sponsored games. Something I've personally never really bothered with, even though I do get emails about it like nearly every week. Someone trying to get me to play their pay-to-win mobile game. The biggest issue with that is a lot of them are mobile only and not PC mobile, so it'd be annoying to cover it. But we could always just use BlueStacks, I guess. I just hate using BlueStacks. We'll have to use it tomorrow as well, even though it has a PC version. The PC version is just so much more expensive. It's minimum double the price of the mobile version. Which, of course, the mobile versions generally are cheaper for most games, but it is substantially cheaper. It has a $1 entry. Though realistically, you have to spend $3 so you don't have to grind forever, and $10 if you want everything. That's money locked. But it's still better than spending $20 for the Steam version. Also, oddly enough, I don't think it's out on any consoles. I'll need to go double check that to confirm for tomorrow when we mention it. But it's only a PC mobile release. I feel like most games try to eventually get onto consoles, though. But it's a lot cheaper to produce games for PC mobile specifically than it is to port them to console. You'd want to be paid in fast food gift cards to play sponsored games. I don't know. I could look at the offers I get in the next month and see. We have a lot of games already planned for next month, though. There's a lot of game releases next month, or updates to games that are big. Including Gems of War update, of course. And Puzzle Quest 3 update. And Age of Calamity update. And who knows, maybe Fall Guys will throw an update in there. Everything seems to be updating next month. Let's see. Take that over. Grab the right over there. Get a Zoog off down. But yeah, all the fast food and pizza talk the last 2 days almost makes me want to get it. I've been trying to still stop doing as much fast food lately. And after not doing it for an entire year, I have definitely substantially reduced the amount that I eat fast food. Like, the margin of difference is ridiculously large. Like, now it's like a few times a month, whereas before it was like a few times a week. And there's been months I've completely skipped it now, too. After having not done it for a whole year without it. Oh, let's see. I'll take that over. Like, I believe in July I didn't even end up eating any fast food. Yeah, Steam, iOS, and Google Play, yeah. I'm playing the Android version on emulator. Long John Silver. Have I ever ate there? I can't remember. Yeah, no problem, Henky. If you have any other questions, let me know. But has not eating it improved my life in any way? Yes. It is a lot cheaper to not eat fast food. I didn't lose any extra weight, though. But that was probably because I was during pandemic, and I wasn't really exercising much during then. There's so many bad things in most fast food, though, as well. That you might not see the side effects of too immediately. Because a lot of fast food are relatively cheap ingredients that aren't as healthy. Or extremely processed stuff. Really good tasting processed stuff. That's still... let's see, I'll take that over. Yeah, we got a triple Orpheus. I'll take that over. Oh, so we're so close to that level. I'm not sure we're going to get it tonight. We might try grinding it, though. If we really want to get it, we'd switch over to Dust Devil. I'd rather have more tokens. I'd rather have more tokens than more EXP. We're getting to our goal of 1,700. Isabel ended up doing an entire weekend. She's like 30 levels under us and ended up passing us. Or not under us, but I mean, she was like the same gap and did it in one single vault weekend. It takes a lot of grind, though. Oh yeah, Gems of War, I don't know. I've never really considered Gems of War to be much of a pay-to-win game. Even though it still has like a somewhat format like many other mobile games. The main thing that's beneficial is it is 100% realistic to be 100% free to play in this game, unlike many other games, where they do something that makes it pretty much pointless to bother doing it 100% free to play. But Gems of War, you don't really get penalized barely at all for being free to play. Initially, when you're starting out, it can be a little bit daunting to grind, but you quickly reach a point within like a few months or less where you're pretty much at the point of most paid players, like especially within a year. After a year, you cannot really realistically discern a paid player from a free-to-play player. They're just resource stacks and everything are pretty similar by that point. It just helps them mostly with the initial grind of the game. But as I mentioned earlier, I haven't bought gems in this game for like 5 years. And we still have like 35,000 gems. Our gem stack is increasing without actually even buying gems, while still spending gems for everything we need to be spending it on. Yeah, and even the campaign stuff you get after the fact. This Saturday, we're actually getting the campaign pet for Season 1 of Gems of War. If you are playing free-to-play and you have not gotten... Well, you definitely haven't if you're playing free-to-play. But if you haven't gotten the Season 1 pet for Gems of War, it'll be available this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go double-check. I'm pretty sure it was this Saturday. I forgot to mention that in the Monday video. Completely slipped my mind. But, yeah, this Saturday should be the first ever campaign pet, which has, up to this point, been a money-locked pet that has never been available free-to-play. However... it is available this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. That's not where we check for it. Right here is where we check for it. Yep, Pet Rescue this Saturday, October 2nd. You will be able to get the Season 1 pet of Karen Dertero, whatever that thing is. This thing. But yeah, this thing will be available on Saturday. It'll probably be the only day that free-to-play players can end up getting it, so definitely make sure to do so. We don't know if they're ever bringing it back after this Saturday. So if you're free to play, definitely make sure to get it, because this might be the only chance to ever get it. We're not sure exactly how it will work. It might eventually come back, but yeah, definitely don't miss it. But yeah, that's this Saturday. And that's the first ever campaign pet being reintroduced into the game that previously has not been available to free-to-play players. It doesn't really matter too much. It's just a standard cosmetic pet. It's a useless standard cosmetic pet like any other cosmetic pet. However, it is finally available free to play this Saturday. And all of them will be rotating like that over the next forever. Probably every like 2 months or so, or maybe 3 months. You know, basically every duration of a season. We should start seeing the pets coming around. So season 2 pet we'll probably see sometime in December. If you haven't already gotten it. The only thing I do hate that Gems of War does currently, there are a set of weapons that are currently $5 only that at one point were available free to play. However, there's currently no way to free to play obtain them currently, which is kind of annoying because it's one of the only few things that free to play players can't realistically get that is technically required for 100% completion. Really depends how you look at it. All the weapons are completely useless that are under that category, and they were all added like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But it's still kind of annoying that they're like that. Because I think in total you have to spend like $150 or something to get them all. I'm pretty sure most free-to-play players, well, obviously if they're free-to-play, just completely skip on them. Luckily, they're completely useless weapon. But they're technically required if you're getting like literally everything in the game. Though similar to cosmetic pets, they're completely useless. They might ever so occasionally be needed for kingdom upgrades. However, a $5 weapon has never been required for a kingdom upgrade yet. And is very unlikely to ever be the case. But to this day, a kingdom has never been blocked by requiring the $5 weapon. Because every kingdom only owns one of them. So it hasn't really had a chance to block any of them. Since none have like 2 or 3 of them. They all simply have 1. But yeah, aside from those weapons, I think the only other thing that's money locked is Death Knight armor, which gives 100% all bonuses, though you can easily get by just using Dragon armor forever. And the other one is the few platform-specific pets. So the $50 Android pet, the $50 Steam pet that normally goes on sale, and the other ones like that. I think Xbox has one. They're really expensive. And are specific to specific platforms. But those are technically money locked as well. And we do have both of them. Thanks to Isabel, she actually gifted us the other one as well. Actually, I believe she gifted both of the pets too. Steam one has gone on some pretty hefty sales. I don't think the Android one has ever been on a sale though. The Steam one was as cheap as $5 at one point and normally goes on sale for $25. But the Android one I don't think has ever had a sale. Yeah, the season passes are pretty worth it in Gems of War. Though, realistically, it's worth it in every single game. Which is kind of funny, because in Puzzle Quest 3, it's actually exceedingly bad value. I'm not sure if they were just waiting until the game launches to really update it properly to be good value. But, generally speaking, the season pass is, like, the main thing that's worth getting in any given game. And that's a pretty bad sign if it's not in a given game. Because that's a really big way that a lot of free-to-play games make revenue these days. Like, it's the only thing I buy in, like, Pokemon Unite, for example. That and the little booster thingy, because it's not too big a deal. I think it's, like, almost $1 a week. Which is almost like a monthly subscription to the game, so it's not that bad. Yeah, generally Season Pass for every game is priced in a way that's super worth it. I haven't played too many mobile games, but I know another one that was really worth it in was Clash Royale. For the little bit that I picked that game back up for a little while, I ended up buying the Season Pass every time. I think they had theirs every month or something? I can't remember. It was only like $5 a month or something. It's pretty cheap. But I know that one like showered you in loot. I know like way back in the day, getting like legends and stuff for that game was super hard. And now in the season pass, they like shower you with 1 billion of them. You get like a dozen over the course of the season pass between the season pass and the extra other passives that it gives you. As far as Elite Pass in Gems of War, I'm not sure if it's worth it. It's resources only, so you're not getting anything unique. But you are getting a Power Orb, so that's kind of relevant. I feel like I have enough resources, and the fact that Nomapalooza has been buffed enough that you don't necessarily need the Power Orb anymore. But a Power Orb's still a pretty big loot. The 2 Epic Volkeys isn't as impressive, though. That's like 1 Nomapalooza these days. But a Power Orb's always going to be good. Not for the use of upgrading a troop, but, you know, to put it towards Zugov, to put it towards other things that they eventually release. The only problem now is we don't really know exactly, we don't know exactly if they're going to be doing future stuff for Power Orbs, which is the main reason why I say it might not necessarily be super worth it. Because, yes, Power Orbs are good, but if you already own Karandura and Zugov, there's currently nothing else to use them on. You're just kind of accumulating them for the sake of accumulating them. Obviously, they are very likely to add something else, but we don't know what that something else is yet. That's the only problem with Power Orbs, I would say, currently. Is, yes, Zugov is amazing. And owning Zugov is probably extremely high priority to get these days, now that Power Orbs are actually farmable due to how Nomapalooza is. You can actually directly farm it, in a sense. Unlike before, where you kind of just had to RNG into it over time. But, it's the only really good thing you get out of Power Orbs. And yes, you do eventually craft Karandura, which isn't really that good, but you know, you get it for completionist sake. But that's it. There's nothing else to use it on. Unless you're going to craft like a second Zugov, which some people have. There are viable 2 Zugov teams. Mostly this team revamped slightly is the most viable 2 Zugov team. But I don't really feel like it's worth going out of your way for. Yeah, the week early thing is pretty useful. I don't think most people would care for that too much, though. I definitely care about that, though, because obviously, since we cover it through the channel, it's very beneficial. But I don't feel like the average player would really care about having something a week early or not. It's not too big a deal. That is nice, though. If there was a Guild War the prior week, I guess it could make a little bit more sense to have it a week early. But otherwise, there's not necessarily any incentive, like huge incentive to have it a week early. Other than just for the sake of having it early there than everyone else. Because there's only 2 rewards that you really get early in most season passes. It's the Tarot card, which in this case was the Sun that we showed off yesterday, or on Monday, I mean. And the Mythic, which that one's relevant to get a week early. But that's like the only thing that really happens. I kind of wish they would put a few more things there. Like a good weapon or something. Where you would get it a week early. Because normally the weapon they put in an area where you, even if you had the pass, you don't actually get it early. I guess it's kind of a good thing, so that there isn't as much of an unbalance compared to people who don't pay more. Because that's always been probably the biggest concern, is that it could be pay to win for Guild War weeks. Overall, I don't feel like that has been the case. There's only been a very small handful of Guild Wars where these have even been applicable, where having the 1 week early thing would allow you to have it, where other people wouldn't have it. But none of them have been, like, so overly meta for Guild Wars. Some of them have been decent, but very few of them have ever been Guild War decent. Like, I think Karandura might be the only one that has ever been actually viable for Guild Wars. The next closest one was that one yellow one, the Quetzalma. But the problem with that is if you get hard countered on yellow Guild War Day, you can't really use it. And I think you can try getting away with it on Green Day. It's like the only day I think you can maybe do it, is Green Guild War Day. The only problem then is you're generally feeding just into itself, because you're normally going to be the only yellow on your team, meaning that all the excess yellow is going nowhere. So it's kind of hard to use in Guild Wars, because normally you want to have 2 yellow on your team, and specifically 2 yellow, and that's kind of problematic for Guild Wars, because if you do it on yellow Guild War Day, you're going to get hard countered. If you do it on a different day, you're going to have too much mana conflict. Because you're already going to have to use like pure green or something, while also having double yellow. Though there are a few things that can kind of bypass that, like Mistralis. Oh, but Mistralis isn't green though. Ta. It is yellow, though. Because, of course, enchant is the main mechanic in the game for bypassing if you're mana blocked. There's also a few that can feed mana directly, though very small amount. Oh, also, one of them is available on Soulforge, by the way, right now. That's one gimmick that he has. I actually didn't mention on Monday, but is decently relevant. But it might even be relevant for this mythic, because I believe this troop double blocks the mythic. So having it so you could feed directly into it could... Oh, then again, you'd want to do it to your front line, though. Never mind. But Arc-Diva is one of the better troops for feeding mana directly into a troop. It fills any mana on your any mana pool on your entire team to full. So if you had something behind it that was mana blocked, and you could just feed directly into it while giving it a buff, assuming it has boost ratio off its stats. Normally you use Arch-Diva on first slot though, and use it in a skull spam team. That seems to be his best bet. Lord of Slaughter is one of his best synergies now, and the next best synergy he's going to have is the troop that's coming out this Friday. So it's pretty relevant. If you haven't crafted Arch-Diva yet, I would actually advise doing it this week if you have the spare diamonds and you're not hoping for something else. If you already have a lot of the other good mythics. He's not like the super highest priority of mythics, but he's indirectly getting huge buff this Friday, because he's already good with Lord of Slaughter, and the new troop that's coming out this Friday is good with Lord of Slaughter, as well as good with Arch-Diva. So there's a good chance that the best team that's going to be used with the new mythic is going to be Lord of Slaughter, the new mythic, Arch-Diva, and then like one mana generator, maybe like Throw or something, or Hero doing some kind of heavy mana generating weapon. Because that's probably going to be the team that gets used for it. And Arch-Diva, while not required for, is probably going to be very strong in that composition. Anyways, let's keep farming. Yeah, that's another factor too. If you literally just farm Nomapalooza forever in Gems of War now, do you ever even need to buy any other resource? Ever? Because you're going to have like near infinite everything if you farm Nomapalooza for like 10 hour plus every day. Of course, I farm it for like 10 hours over the entirety of the weekends, but if you do go for a very long amount of times on it, you'll get more loot than you could ever possibly use, I am pretty sure. We're so close to that level, I kind of want to go all the way. We're pretty much already there. I think we'll do one more chest and then just dust level the rest, whatever's left. Because we're already so close, I might as well get the level. Yeah, I didn't think about that. When you buy in-game currency for a mobile game, do you actually get any kind of points that give you free stuff? Like money that you could cash in for things? Because I should probably do that with Pokemon Unite. I dropped 100 on it, and I probably should have done it on mobile. Though I think the gems stay with the platform, so it's kind of weird. So maybe it wasn't too big a deal that I did it on Switch. Because one bad thing about Nintendo Switch is you do get coins for whenever you spend a certain amount of money. I forget exactly what the conversion rate is. But basically, whenever you buy online digital games instead of the physical, you get some coins that are basically the same thing as cents. Literally every gold coin is worth 1 cent, and you can use it to buy other digital games. However, when you do microtransactions on games on Switch, it does not give you any gold coins, which is kind of unfortunate. So if mobile version does, it would actually make more sense to buy, if you're going to buy anything in that game, to buy it specifically on mobile, since it's fully cross-platform. Yeah, I knew it had some kind of point system. I don't play enough mobile games to really bother using it, though. And I definitely prefer playing them on PC when I normally do. Alright, we'll go get this chest, and whatever we don't have towards the level, we'll just go Dust Devil real quick. And we'll call it a night. So any other questions anyone has, let me know. Make sure to go over it all. Otherwise, tomorrow night, mostly it's going to be a grinding stream. Of course, we have the class event for Barbarian. Barbarian's a pretty bad class overall, though. So not as much going on tomorrow night, but we'll still have fun. We'll still have another redeem code. Go from there. Of course, Fridays is when everything's happening. Now we're going to switch to... excuse me. Little hiccup. Let me just go Dust Devil the rest of this level. So close. It'd be a crime not to get it. I am looking for Dust Devil team. Where's my one-shot Dust Devil? Maybe just go to Blackhawk. They're far enough away on shards that's not really going to matter, but oh well. Where is Super Quick Kill team? Gnome Grinder. That's not where it is. Gnome Grinder. There it is. There should be the triple Dust Devil. I mean, the one Dust Devil triple Iron Hawk team. Yeah, I have no clue if iOS has a system like that. I have never owned an iOS phone ever. Actually, I didn't even own a phone ever until like a year or two ago. Other than the one that I had for business purposes when I used to work for that one green energy company. But yeah, I only owned my first phone like 2 years ago. I didn't own my first phone until I was 24. Just never really needed one. As far as like a proper phone, I've owned like a flip phone prior to that. Like an actual like proper things with apps and everything. Honestly, if I ever had kids, I feel like I would kind of do that. Like, my parents never forced me to not have a phone. I just chose not to have a phone. But I felt like I probably would. I probably wouldn't want my kids using phones. At least not till they're like 13, I think. I don't think I would stop them until 18, but I think 13 would be the cutoff. Come on, we're so close to the level. This is when the bar looks like it's going to get a level every single battle for like 20 to 30 battles straight, probably. It's the only bad thing about getting super high level in this game. Since it doesn't actually show the exact number value, we're going to do like a dozen battles in which every battle looks like it'll be the level up battle. Yet not a single one will actually reach. Oh, hello, Defiant. Did I not say hello? Welcome, welcome. I thought I said hello, which is why I didn't say hello. I was hello, Jamie, if I didn't already say hello. Welcome, welcome. Give them just a flip phone for emergencies. I never even used a flip phone until I was like 14 or 16, I think. Somewhere around there. It was sometime like late part of high school. And I didn't get myself a proper phone until like 24. And the only time I used one prior was when I was 17 and 18. I worked for that company for about a year. You only spend on Pokemon Go. I still have never bothered playing Pokemon Go yet. It's been going for a while. It's almost been out for as long as Gems of War. Never bothered getting into it. I didn't even own a phone back then when it launched, which is probably why I didn't bother getting into it. Though even if I did, I don't feel like I would have gotten into that game that much. The appeal to it isn't really there for me, personally. Like, same as that other Pokemon game that has, like, combat with, like, 3 Pokemon. That's more turn-based. Even though I like turn-based game, that game just never really appealed to me personally. Because there's actually 3 mobile Pokemon games. Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters, I think it's called, and Pokemon Unite. The only one I play is Pokemon Unite. But anyways, guys, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be playing a mobile PC game called Rogue, or Pirates Outlaws tomorrow. I keep wanting to call it Rogue something, but it's Pirate Outlaws. It's basically Slay the Spire with pirates. That's the easiest way to explain the game. It's $1 on mobile. It's, for whatever reason, $20 on Steam. And we'll be messing around with that tomorrow. And should be pretty fun. It's a decently fun game. I tried it for the first time last week. And had a pretty decent amount of time playing off stream. Figured we'd show it on stream. And just kind of show what it's like. I'm not sure we're going to be doing that much content for it. But we're going to do 1 stream for it tomorrow, if nothing else. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by, as always. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Also, the other stream will be at noon, by the way. Noon Eastern Standard Time or so. Gems of War stream, same time as always. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night, as we always do. Anyways, guys, catch you then. Goodbye, everyone.